What's going on, guys? It's Kladuva here, bringing you our Season 2 Week 1 matchup of the UPBA against Chaos Chris. Just sending the challenge, or accepting the challenge now, and hopefully we can pull out and win this week. So the plan here is to lead off with the Swampert. There shouldn't be anything that can kill it in one hit. And get some rocks up to break the sturdy on the Dawn Fan and to get some good damage on the Celesteela and the Entei. So we're going to lead with the Swampert here. So he's taking his time picking his lead. Good luck to him as well. So what I'm expecting him to bring is Scarf Heracross to deal with my Azelf. Otherwise, Azelf just runs through his team. And so this is a very good lead. I can threaten him out with the Waterfall and also get up my rocks if he does decide that he wants to stay in. I'm not really seeing any switch-ins to a Waterfall either, so it may actually be better to just go straight for the Waterfall. Can try to get up the rocks later once we... That is a bulky Dawn Fan, and unfortunately for that crit happened. And so he's bringing out the Celesteela. My counter to this is, and always will be, the Coffergigas. Keeps it from getting Beast Boost if it's physical. Actually, he probably wants to go for the Giga Drain, in which case it might be better to go for Miltank. We're going to go there. Substitute is annoying, but not a lot that can be done about that. So we're just going to go with the Body Slam and try to break this sub. He shouldn't be able to do too much to me. And he gave me the boost with the Leech Seed. This is good to know that he's a Sub-Seed variant. And so since he's the Sub-Seed variant, I expect him to have something along the lines of Heavy Slam, Leech Seed, Protect, and Substitute, which means he shouldn't be able to touch Coffergigas or milk tank all that much. So that's some great damage on the Heracross. And so we're not seeing a Flame Orb, so that's further suggesting that it's probably Scarf. So we're just going to go straight into the coffin and see what he wants to do here. Going for the Megahorn. Oh, and because he's Moxie, that further suggests that he probably is Scarfed. So what we're going to do is we're going to Will-O-Wisp. It should hit just, well, yeah, let's go for the Will-O-Wisp. The only problem is if he brings in Entei, but I've got enough good things for Entei that I'm not too concerned about it. Actually, this is tough. We're going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. And that works out. So you've got a nice burnt Sylveon. So now the question is, what do I switch in to Sylveon? I'm expecting him, he's not Specs, so I think I'm free to just send off a Hex against him. That's some decent damage, but the Hex should be doing a fair amount. And so I don't think he can touch Milk Tank all that well, so I think can go ahead and switch into him. I was expecting Specs. This might be more of a Wish support set. And good, it looks like Miltank is very effectively walling this. So I think we are good to go in terms of just body slamming. And now I feel okay going with the Toxic, just to force him to Heal Bell again if that's what he wants to do. Go into the coffin. Heracross shouldn't be able to do too much to me. He could have the knockoff though, which is somewhat concerning. So I think what we're going to do, I don't really need my Insult Vest on the Hitmontop, so we're going to go ahead and Intimidate him and see what we can do there. And so now we're just going to close combat. Doesn't have anything that really wants to switch into it, especially since his Sylveon is so weak. And so I'm expecting him to want a Rapid Spin, so we're just going to go back into Koff Rodriguez to block his spin. And I think we can just go for the Hex to keep something from coming in. It is possible that he has the knockoff, but at this point I'm not sure if I need the leftovers on Coffer as much. I guess what we should do is we should try to calc what this is going to do to a Dom fan. So, Coffer versus Dawn fan. I imagine this is somewhat what is like. So we should be doing 26 to 31 minimum. So I think that's enough to hit KO. And that's some very nice damage on the Zebstrika. I think we should be good to just go straight into Miltank. It should wall the Zebstrika pretty well. Took some decent damage. And at this point, the hazards are really starting to stack up on him. And at this point, I think he doesn't have Protect, so I should just be able to body slam and hopefully take out the Sylveon. I am EV'd to outspeed, max speed Sylveon, so that's looking like a nice 2-hit KO. And so anything he's going to try to bring back in is going to have to take a body slam. And so once again, we're just going to go into the Coffer to keep him from rapid spinning. At this point, I think it's reasonable to Will-O-Wisp him, really cripple the Dawn fan. So we'll give that a shot. At this point, I'm not expecting him to bring in the Entei. Critical hit, but shouldn't have mattered too much. And so, let me see if he's running max HP. I should get decent. I'm debating on whether or not I want to go with a Hex or if, for a Pain Split. Obviously, that's going to be a problem if you were to bring in the Sylveon, but I think that it's the right play to go with. No reason not to go right back into the Coffer. And here, there's no reason not to go straight into Miltank. Nice, got the Sap Sipper boost. And at this point, really nothing on his team wants to take a +1. So the goal here would be to paralyze him. Haven't gotten any paralysis left on anything yet, so a paralysis on the Entei would be phenomenal. So now I'm going to assume it's a choice banded set. I don't think that crit mattered too much. I'm not going to be able to outspeed him, but let me see what he's able to do with a choice banded set. So he's doing a fair amount to me. That he should be able to take me out. What do I have as a switch in? I could definitely consider maybe going into Hitmontop because I don't know how useful that is anymore. So I think what we're going to do, see what Hitmontop. So it takes 63% max. So now we've got the Celesteela. Which that Entei is now dead to rocks. So what do we do to Celesteela? I imagine he's physically defensive. So enough to break a sub. I think we're going to go for that. So he's not quite physically defensive. And so now I should be able to just wall with this. So he... Okay. He's behind that sub, but he can't do much to Miltank because I've got the milk drink. And so now with the hair across, I should just be able to go straight back into the Cofradrigus. I'm unsure if he has knockoff, but if he does, I can switch straight into Swampert. At this point, I think we're just going to go for switch into Swampert. He doesn't want to take a Hex, and Swampert pressures his team very well. So, and Swampert's not going to take anything from Scarf Heracross. Heracross. Yeah, it's not taking anything. About it, what I would expect. 23%. So I think he may actually be adamant. No, that doesn't make sense either. I'm not quite sure how he did that much damage. But at this point, I'm not seeing any waterfall switch-ins. In fact, at this point, I may be able to just sweep in Rain Dance. Okay, so let's calc this. I don't want to... Celesteela. So if he is maximum defense in rain, I'm doing a minimum of 40%. So there goes one big threat. I should be able to outspeed his entire team, including any Scarfers. So we're looking to be in a pretty good situation right now. I had 484 speed, so there's no way he outspeeds me, no way he takes this waterfall. There's no way that crit mattered. Let's just take a look. Hair across, choice scarf. Yeah, in the rain I was, yeah, there's no way that mattered, unless he had some sort of investment. And so now in the rain against Donphan. If he is maximum defense, I should do a minimum of 73%, so there's no reason not to go for waterfall here. So there's another clean kill. Sylveon goes down to Stealth Rocks. Ende goes down to Stealth Rocks. And Zebstrika should go down to an Earthquake. Although, is there any reason not to just... I don't see any reason not to Earthquake. So that game went very well. 6-0 in my favor. Swampert put in work. Didn't even have to reveal the Azelf. So very happy with this. And so I'll see you guys next week for our week 2 battle.